Next phone call, Fairfax, Virginia, McCain line.
Hi, good morning. Just a couple quick points. The whole idea of Obama and McCain both avoiding this issue, I don't know how, and I didn't know you guys were in town for a rally on immigration, but I don't know how anybody, and I would ask maybe this in a debate, if somebody could hold their feet, just like you're saying, hold their feet to the fire and say, no, you didn't answer that question. We let these guys off the hook all the time on, they give, you ask them a question like most politicians do, and they divert it to something else. So I don't know if somewhere down the line you guys could put the pressure on whoever's going to host these debates with these two guys to make them answer the stinking question.
Fairfax.
The other point is, I wish I could have got on the phone right after that guy from Texas, but I own a construction company, and I employ, people of every race and creed. I mean, the issue is not whether or not somebody is capable of doing the work. It is exactly that these folks that come here are being abused and mistreated. And I don't know how you get this to happen either. It seems our business people, in a lot of cases, the bigger the company, the less their feet are held to the fire. Some of those guys need to go to jail, because if they were put in jail for it's modern day slavery with these folks that are coming across the border. The farmers, I'm tired of hearing about them. They can't get people to pick their crops well. Then get in another line of business if you can't do it. And I know that sounds facetious, but the point is, there's no responsibility at these large corporations for their actions. And if the politicians and the business people are held responsible for where they put us, we'd get out of this in no time flat.
Thanks, caller.
Well, I can respond to a couple of those points. First of all, both Senator McCain and Senator Obama are on the wrong side of this issue. Senator McCain actually crafted the amnesty bill that we came here to fight last year. That doesn't mean that you can't support the candidate, because it's not a single issue year. However, the only way that you're going to get answers to these questions is to move the debates out of this traditional media, and perhaps to get a C-SPAN debate or something where you would have an opportunity to let the people of America ask the questions, or at least design them, and not the elitists who are fully in bed with one of the candidates at this point, and just maybe a little fascinated by the new VP of the other candidate. And I agree with you. Corporations, their feet have to be held to the fire. We saw some large raids in the last couple of weeks on the part of ICE, and they did not go after the employers. They deported the illegal aliens who were working in those factories, but the employers replaced them with more.
Are you supporting John McCain? Will you vote for him?
I happen to be supporting John McCain, yes, and it's very painful for me because he's so wrong on the immigration issue.
This is a headline about John McCain. McCain's stance on immigration could help win Hispanics, yet but also, let me add to that, at the convention there was not a lot of talk in St. Paul about the immigration issue. Is it a mistake, do you think, that John McCain and the Republicans weren't talking about immigration? Or do you think it was strategically smart in order to win over Hispanics?
I think it was smart. I think he's taken the wrong position on immigration, and if he tries to talk about it, he's going to be pilloried for being on the wrong side of the issue. Most American people agree that we'd like to see some immigration reform. I also wanted to add, you had on Janet Margoli from La Raza, and La Raza means the race. And if there were an organization on the other side of this issue that represented itself as like the American people or the white race, we'd be considered absolutely politically incorrect. This organization has done some horrific things in terms of lobbying and campaigning and trying to sway the officials, including these two presidential candidates, with money and favor and the promise of Hispanic votes. I have some big news for both of these candidates. Hispanics, like everybody else who are legal and can vote on a lot of issues, not just on immigration.
And what do you make of the large Hispanic turnout during the primary and a prediction that there could also be a large Hispanic turnout this fall?
Well, I think Hispanics are becoming much more ingrained and assimilated into America. My family, families like mine, have been here for a generation or two now, and we are very fully well aware of the political system and how to use our power as a voting bloc. So you can expect them to become a formidable bloc.
Reading, Pennsylvania. Good morning.
Yes. Good morning.
Go ahead, caller.
Yes. I'm Native American from from Lumberton, North Carolina, Lumbee, and this country is made up of immigrants, except the natives. We're the only real Americans. And I am sick and tired of all these people coming over here, and they're breaking the law. And the government don't have a backbone in order to stand up to them.
You make an excellent point. I mean, absolutely, Native Americans are the only people who have a right to even question immigration policy, but we citizens have become proactive about this. Obviously, the congressmen, the senators, and these presidential candidates this year are afraid of this issue. They run from this issue. They have this, this crazy idea that they're pandering to Hispanics, and I have some really big news for them. As I said before, Hispanics will vote on national security, on the economy, and illegal and legal immigration is not on the top of their lists either.
Macon, Georgia, Obama line.
Yes, how you doing? A lot of things that you're talking about, what it does is it spreads a lot of anger among a lot of the people on the right, especially that, like, because I know a lot of people that I went up to a tire shop and the white guy was in there, and he's saying how quite successful he is. He has about 20 Guatemalans working for him, putting in floors, and he only paying them $7 an hour. And I'm like, wow. I said, where I'm from, a job like that, you'd only get paid $16, $17, $18 an hour. Or right where I live at, the complex I live in, we had a tornado come through here, and you got all these, I think they're from Mexico and Ecuador. They up on the roofs doing the roofing and everything. And I asked one of the guys, how much you making a lot of money? He said, only making $8.25. And the people that sipping the Gatorade on the street are white people. And it's almost like it's almost like the people that need to be attacked is the ones that are sitting there hiring these people because they don't want to hire their own. But then it's a lot of people on the right that's getting angry because they seeing all these people of color doing all this work that they think that they should be getting when it's their own people that's doing it to them.
Joyce Kaufman?
Well, you make a good point. I think employers do need to be accountable for hiring illegal immigrants. It takes jobs away from not just the average worker, but from other minority groups and other immigrant groups who come here in an effort to rebuild their lives and are willing to go through all the torture. In Miami, we have a lot of people who come in from Haiti, a lot of people from Jamaica and other Caribbean islands. They come in legally. It costs them a lot of money to get their citizenship. They work hard, and they are competing with a group of people who pretty much don't have to pay taxes other than sales taxes, are able to remand and send all their money back home while they are not supporting families back in their country, but supporting themselves and becoming American citizens. So there is some discontent. I wouldn't call it hatred. I think racism in this country is an issue that always has to be examined, but organizations like La Raza do more to foment hatred than anything like FAIR. And, they have a full-page ad out today, I guess in Politico and Roll Call, attacking FAIR and calling the people who are here at this rally like myself racist. Well, if I'm anti-Hispanic, then I don't love myself and I don't love my mom and my children, and that's ludicrous. I'm not anti-Hispanic, I'm anti-illegal immigration, and that's a very different issue.
Kingman, Arizona, McCain line.
Hi there. I live in John McCain's state, but I spent 37 years in Massachusetts, and I was a registered Democrat. I had to leave them because of the fact that they do not support the common man anymore. And as far as illegal immigration goes, you never see anything like you do in this state. They come over here, they come in carloads. We are supporting them. My granddaughter went for a job. They told her she can't speak Spanish in a hospital. She applied for a job in a hospital. This is America. We don't have to speak Spanish. Mm-hmm. They should be learning our language.